Hi, this is HunyBCool, and today I'm here with
Heart Murmurs.
who also happens to be my niece. So today we want to talk about red flags. Do you see them when you're with somebody, dating them, or do you ignore them and then realize them in retrospect? So I'm going to ask you, when do you see red flags, or what causes you to see red flags?
Well, I used to think a red flag was when a guy was too much into his mother. Yeah. But
Okay.
I actually learned, unfortunately for the guys who barely had one, it's even worse.
Wow, so that's sort of like a mama's boy.
Well, that's what I would normally be afraid of, but these are the boys who never got a chance to be mama's boys because their mother figure died young.
Oh,
Yes.
so how do you see that as a red flag?
Well, after I had a mama's boy, I was like, the next guy's mother has to be dead. So I dated a couple of men back to back whose mothers had been passed away before they ever met me. But I realized they were very um, non-connective. Like they avoided any type of conflict and talking to you. They couldn't read any emotions or anything like that.
Wow,
So I found out it turns out to be much worse.
wow. Well, I guess that would be a red flag if you're dating someone that is a mama's boy, um, or someone that mother has passed away and they haven't made that connection, a good connection.
Yeah, at a young age,
Hmm.
when I didn't have a chance.
Right. Red flags for me is catching somebody in the lie
Oh,
in the very beginning. People will always tell you who they are, you just have to be listening. And when you catch them in a lie on something simple, it just makes everything go downhill. I lose interest because if you're lying to me already, Lord knows what you're going to do later. Another red flag for you?
oh, let's see. Not getting back to you when you send messages, or not having conversations with you. Everything is text speak. I
Okay.
cannot stand text speak.
Okay.
And usually by 2 or 3 days of this, never mind.
Yeah, I'm a lot quicker. One day and we're done. Okay. I noticed that a lot of men don't like to always communicate um, verbally. You know, they rather send a text message or whatever, but I let them know right off the bat, I can't read that little fine print. So you're going to have to pick up the phone. Or I'm going to have to pick up the phone and you need to answer. Another red flag is when you don't answer and you always call me back. Okay.
Mm.
Now, yeah, you could be busy some of the times, but all the time, nah, that means you got a wife at home or you got a
Yeah,
girlfriend living somebody or something. Also, when they play a lot loud music while you're talking, you're like, can you turn that music down? What you don't want your wife to hear?
Oh
You know?
Lord.
Yeah, that's what they do.
The reason why I give it like a day or two is because if I have a chance to have a conversation with them, maybe I find out that they have, a job where they can't really respond and things like that. So I just like to give it a
Okay.
day or two to
Okay.
find out, well, what's going on. Are you just bad at communicating, or do you have some restrictive job where you can't be on your phone at all, or
That
things
I
like that?
understand, but
So that's why I just give it like a little bit of time to
mm,
figure out what's going on. But if I find out it's just because that's how you do, then we ain't doing
I don't
this.
blame you. I don't blame you. Another red flag to me is that if you, let's say you meet somebody online and there's always an excuse. Instead of meeting you, they have an excuse. They forgot, car broke down, lost their phone, um, house emergency, something happens. So that's a red flag for me.
You get
Mm.
one time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If it's like the first meeting we're supposed to set up and something happens, I'm kind of like, not really even trying to set up another time.
Yeah, I lose interest after that as well. I'm like, I am who I am, and they are who they are, but I'm not afraid to show me, so it is what it is. But that's all water under the bridge at this point, because ain't nobody trying to beat nobody online. Okay.
Well, I met
Um,
somebody,
oh, you're in a relationship, so that's fine.
but I
So,
wasn't when I met them online.
oh, you met him online?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah,
But
that's right.
it was on a people you may know. So I guess that's a little bit safer than some random you've never heard of them at all
Oh, so there was some
before
kind
in
of
the
connection.
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some kind of
maybe it makes them a
connection.
little bit more accountable. 'Cause they
Could be.
don't know who it
Could
might
be.
get back to.
Could be. Yeah. Another red flag for me is if he um has a I mean everybody has a past, but if he makes excuses for his past, like, I met a guy online one time and he said, I think he had like a 14-year-old daughter or something like that. And I said, oh, okay, that wasn't the issue. But he said the mother of the 14-year-old was something like, I think she was 32 and he was 52. So I was like, really? And he was like, oh, well, let me tell you what happened now. So he was a pedophile at one
Whoa.
point.
Whoa. At one point.
Well, 30 years is 30 years.
Oh, so you're
No,
saying
it wasn't 30 years. It was like, I think when he met her, she was like
Oh, damn.
17,
So you're like, if he
and
was
he
32
was like
at the time, and you
32
was
at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Or 34 or something like
yeah,
that. It
pretty
was
sketchy.
So, yeah, pretty sketchy. So I'm like, I mean, years have passed, 14 years had passed. And maybe he learned. But I'm probably not doing the math right, but it was some odd number, and I know she was under the age of 18, and he was a grown man. Okay.
At the time, which
At the time,
that would definitely
okay.
be a turn
Yeah.
off to me too.
Yeah, so it was it was definitely a turn off. But not that your past is always your future, but it does give me insight to who you were and still may be. So I'll pass.
Let's see, what other red flags can I think of?
How about an argument right from the very beginning over who's going to pay for dinner? I'm not going.
I'm like thinking, I
I'm
don't
not
have that
going.
argument.
The argument is over. I'm not going. If you're not paying, it's just that simple.
One time I got into an argument with a guy online, basically because we had talked back and forth for a few days, and I happened to mention that I think kissing is kind of a lost art. It's so nice when couples make out. And somehow he took it personally, and this conversation led all the way to him saying, oh, wait a minute, if I'm taking you out to dinner, we can't just be kissing.
Whoa.
Yo,
He was
wait,
like-
you want to know what makes this worse? His little preteen was like in the next room, and he was like just having put her to bed. And I'm like, is this how you want some dude to talk to your daughter?
Wow.
And I was like, well, you can lose my number. You're twisted.
Wow.
He had a daughter, and he was like, oh, no, we can't just make out. We're adults here.
Yeah, they always want something for no putting in no work. No one wants to take any time to get to know you or anything like that.
Can we have dinner and talk?
Right, that's it. I always say I want to get to know who's going to be yelling at me later because I didn't do something or whatever the case may be. I want to get to know you a little bit.
I'm stuck back in the old ages where you wonder if you go on a first date, if there's even going to be a kiss or not. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, it's supposed to be way more than a kiss.
He told me, like, listen, it depends on where I take you. If I take you to eat somewhere nice, this is what I expect in return.
I thought he was insane. Oh, God.
Wow. Mm-mm. Well, that's all we have today for our red flags. And I just want you to know to be yourself because everyone else is taken. Signing off.
Good night.